What are your thoughts on criminal justice reform, first of all? And second part of that question by the same user, the almighty Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon's great. I don't know what details they wanted on that. Criminal justice, a slightly longer answer. To start off from the top, my platform calls for legalization of marijuana on the federal level, decriminalization. And that's not where it stops, though, because once we decriminalize or legalize marijuana on the federal level, we have to have, steps underneath that, like the retroactive expungement of all records. So anyone with a minor drug offense, notice I didn't say marijuana, I said drug offense, should be released from prison, and we should have a ban the box initiative on the federal level, so you don't have to put on your, or you can't put on your employment applications, have you been previously convicted of a crime? So that spreads beyond those drug use issues. I think that drug use should be legalized across the board. And you're like, what? Drugs should be legalized? No, I said drug use. So cocaine and heroin, we still want to go after those drug dealers and manufacturers. But at the end of the day, the people, the end users of those drugs are usually addicts, usually people hard up on their luck, where if they could get off of those drugs through programs, then they could actually come back into society, into the workforce. But if we release people from prison and then we tell them they can't get a job, what are they going to do? They're going to go right back to prison, most likely. And that's the problem we're seeing. So we need to give those people hope once they get out of prison. And if we release all the people on low-level non-violent drug charges from prison, then we automatically kill the private prison industry. So then we can close down all our private prisons, and we don't have the issues that go along with those as well. I'm for police body cameras. I'm for actual training for our law enforcement. CHP here in California has pretty decent training, but I want even more than that. So I want mental health training, long-term mental health training. People in other countries get like a certificate program for 2 years to become a police officer. We have like 2 weeks of training with a gun here in some areas. So that's not enough. We need mental health training. We need we need training across the board for the police. We need guns to be like the final option and not the first. Michael Bracamontes is running for governor here, and one of his planks is that we need police, instead of using the maximum force they can, because that's what's allowed, they should be using the minimum force that they need to. And we're not seeing that in society, because if they're allowed to use the maximum force, that's their first step. And we need to have them use the minimum force and talk people down. I worked in mental health for 4 years. I know all about talking people down. Yes, there were some physical confrontations when I worked there, but most of them were talking people down out of their current mental health crisis and actually dealing with people as people. And we're not seeing that in the police force. So that needs to be changed as well.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you bring it up, because I always tell people that it's a systemic issue what's going on with law enforcement. It's a systemic problem that needs a systemic solution, which goes down from the bottom up, training and so forth. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.